You can easily create a digital flat lay right in Canva. Hey, I'm Kate Danielle. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can design your own flat lay or styled desk scene right in Canva in 5 easy steps. So let's jump in. You could do this with any size graphic you wanted. It's great for a pin or any kind of social media graphic. So right now I just have an Instagram square. The first thing you want to do is choose a background. You can do a background color, or you could do something like marble. And for this example, I'm just going to set a background color. I'm going to click here on my blank canvas and choose a color. Then you'll need a collection of isolated items, and for flat lays specifically, they need to be from the top angle viewpoint. You can search for that in Canva, though I found they have a very limited supply, but it's always worth the search to see if there's something that could work for you. So I would search isolated and go over to photos, and I can see there's already some things that have popped up. If we were doing something that was more of a straight on, of like a shelf scene, something like that angle would work. Canvas search isn't always great, but I do know there's a cute coffee cup. So I'm going to type in isolated coffee cup. And they have a few, but we're specifically looking for a top view like this, or like any of these right here. I chose to use this one. And I'm going to go ahead and just shrink that down a little bit. I also have some free items that you can snag. They're part of my free pin template design kit for Canva, but it comes with these items right here that you can use to play around with creating flat lays. So go grab those, and then you will upload those into your upload section in Canva, just like you would any other image. I have them here in folders because I do have Canva for work where you can save images into folders. So I'm just going to add the rest of our items that we want to use. And now it's time to resize them down. So I think about where I want to place my text. So for this graphic, I would pretty much have all of my items down here at the bottom and the text over top. But you can arrange flat lays all different ways. They can be all around, coming in from different sides, just however you want it. So I'm going to bring my keyboard down here. Go ahead and get these smaller, and I'm just dragging by the corners. You don't have to hold shift or anything. You just simply drag down by that corner and it resizes it proportionately. So from this point, I'm going to start comparing things to one another. So I know next to the keyboard, this needs to be a little bit smaller. And you really just have to do your best eyeballing it from this point. And I probably made that actually too small. There's a little rotate down at the bottom of each of these, so it's nice to use that and rotate these. And you can use your position up here. So I know I want the pen to be on top of the pad, so I'm going to bring it forward. I think I want that pad to be a little bigger. And you really do just kind of get the hang of sizing everything. And once you get to this point, if you've got everything pretty much proportionately sized, but you need everything to be a little bit bigger for your image, you can just drag and select everything and now resize them all together. And then once you get everything arranged how you want it, to add a little bit more of a real effect to it, you can actually add some drop shadows. Now these do have some slight drop shadows, but we're going to make it a little more realistic. You're simply just going to, and I choose to do this for some of the bulkier things that are going to have more depth, more of a shadow. Like the coffee cup is definitely taller than the pad and the pen, and then that keyboard is a little bit more bulky. So first I'm going to choose this coffee cup. I'm going to just make a copy, come to adjust, bring the brightness all the way down, bring the saturation all the way down, and bring that blur up just a little bit, maybe around 20, 25. I'm going to send it backward until it goes behind the original cup. And then I want to use my arrow keys to position it in place. Just ignore that button that was popping up. That is one of my Chrome plugins. And I'm going to offset it just a little bit and then bring the transparency down to your liking. The more you do this, the less effect it's going to have. So maybe right about there. And now I'm going to repeat it for the keyboard. One thing to note is whatever direction you offset your shadow, so for example this is to the left of the coffee cup and slightly down, you want to do it the same on every item you add a drop shadow to, so it looks like, you know, the light is all coming from the same direction. Using my arrow keys, doing it to the left and down, and then bring that transparency down. And you can even go back, you can take note of what you set your transparency to. But at this point, you see I can't really select the shadow on the coffee cup, so I'm just going to select the coffee cup and hit tab until I get back to the shadow. And that looks like the shadow. And it was at 22. So I'm going to grab this shadow if you really want to be exact, and I can put this one at 22 as well. And you can repeat it for the other elements if you want to. You could just make them a little less offset because it's not as thick as the other items, or you could choose to just leave them be. It is up to your preference for whatever you are designing. And then the last step would simply be just adding your text like so. And you can hit T on your keyboard as a shortcut to drop in a text box. And that is how you easily create a flat lay for your graphics in Canva.